Hi, my name is Katrina Ávila Munichiello, and I'd like to tell you a little bit about my book. This is not a book about tea. This is a book about people. This is a book about those little moments, the ones you don't expect to mean anything, but that you never ever forget. About 15 years ago, I walked into a tea shop in Cambridge, Massachusetts. At that point, the only tea I knew was grocery store tea bags, and I only drank those once in a great while. I picked up the tea menu. I couldn't believe there was a menu with 80 teas. I was overwhelmed, but also curious about all the different choices. 10 years later, I was still drinking tea, lots of tea. I was reading everything I could get my hands on so I could learn more about the types, how it's made, the history. I started blogging about it and talking to others who also loved it, and that's when it happened. The conversation that changed everything. A man emailed me to see if I wanted to sample some of his company's teas. He made a joke about the fact my name was Katrina, saying he hoped I'd be kinder to him than the Katrina who destroyed his business in New Orleans. I responded immediately that yes, I would sample his teas, but I had to hear more about his story. His name was George Constance, and he had a tea shop in New Orleans called Indonique. He told me about building the shop from the ground up and the fascinating people who visited, and then that one horrible day when Katrina took it all. It was an amazing story, and it made me realize just how many stories there must be out there where tea played a role in changing people's lives. I sent out a call for authors and began contacting people I'd met through the blog. I asked them to tell me a story about a moment with tea, a conversation it sparked, a decision it encouraged, a job change, an unforgettable moment with a loved one. And the stories came, and came, and came. This book is a collection of the best of these stories. One writer tells of taking tea with her grandparents as evening approached in South Africa. Another tells of how she decided to leave her job to open a tea shop. Another tells of her last moments spent alone with her father. There are stories of trips through Korea, Japan, India, China, and England. Essayists include tea shop owners, mystery writers, filmmakers, and others from all walks of life who experienced a moment with tea. Another exciting part of this project was digging up the works of other writers, people from our past who had similar experiences. These works help us to see that our current moments are not that different from those of the past. I wanted to include them in this book to remind us that these life moments repeat themselves. Louisa May Alcott wrote of the panic of trying to accommodate 40 unexpected guests who came for tea. Rudyard Kipling tells of his awkwardness at managing the etiquette of a Japanese tea room. Another author struggles to understand his boss on an Indian tea farm. This is a book about all life's moments. As I said, this is not a book about tea, but it certainly couldn't have been written without it. So grab a cup and read on.